are taking place. Columns with conscience are now starting to come back. The first thing is Neeraj sitting here would probably bear out, and NDTV probably has taken a leading role in bringing out development issues and actually bringing out the human side of development as matters of debate, as issues which needs to be projected and talked about. So that's one of the big things that are happening. On the digital side, the development is even more interesting. On the digital side, there is this entire set of bloggers, entire set of opinions which are coming about, not only in terms of the politics of development, but the processes of development, the science of development, and views on development. And there, everybody gets equal play, because over there, the content is user generated. The content is not moderated, it is not editorially controlled. So that's a good development that is taking place. But to keep to the theme, I must tell you one thing, that is also where everybody who is in the business of development or in the development as a sector will need to participate and work to form a cogent, coherent and a balanced opinion. Because digital media comes in waves, and I started off by saying that big movements have started and petered off in digital media because some wave was bigger than the other. So managing that and co-participating in that is also important. I would like to draw your attention to the other aspect of working with the media at this time. State level, the language media has also started becoming absolutely critical. When you're looking at different parts of the country, an issue of water scarcity in Rajasthan is probably not as important as the issue of water sharing in the states down south. So there could be some issues which are national issues, and there could be some issues which are regional issues. And at some point in time, where you strike the balance between what is going to become a national issue tomorrow versus what is now politically more visible or socially more current, is a question that we are seeing people and opinion makers grapple with every day. I'll give you an example. Drought in North India because of the lack of monsoons is one aspect of it. So you've got regional papers in Rajasthan, Punjab, Chandigarh playing all that up. The water sharing issue, the Kaveri water sharing issue, is an issue which is being played up hugely in the southern part of our country. But have we given it even a moment's thought that sooner than later, this issue is going to be an intrinsic issue about water management, something that is going to actually tear apart or bother the nation's decision makers going forward. It's a question of development. It's a question of being able to use a powerful tool like the media to develop, generate balanced debate and opinion, where a country like ours can actually be able to take a very relevant agenda into the public domain and come up with stuff which is potent, coherent, and something that makes sense, instead of something which is jingoistic and something which is, not balanced at the end of the day. I will now draw your attention to the other side. So I was talking about generally development issues, media issues, political side of development, managing media and content and how they work. I will now touch upon the one last element as to how corporates look at working with the media and how uncertainty is also touching them. If you look at large corporate agendas, you will look at sustainability and corporate social responsibility as one of the big things that they look at. And corporates are actually talking about that in a very, very big manner. Feasibility and economics of these projects become a key issue that a lot of these guys would like to talk about. But how do they talk about it is also another big challenge. And what is correct and what is not is something that gets defined there. I'll give you an example. Now today, if you are looking at a corporate donating a certain money for Kargil war widows, would that be something that you want to go and publicize about? A lot of people burnt their fingers trying to do that. Now, you can be actually doing a school program, primary schools, funding the primary schools and actually setting up a whole bunch of primary schools on the basis of corporate support. Do you want to go and talk down about it? in terms of saying, look, what a great job I am doing? Or would you want to stay back and say, hey, I need more participation from funding bodies, from NGOs, from social workers and stuff like that? I'm sure a lot of you will agree that the latter is something that is more palatable to each one of us. How to resonate with your audiences and how to be politically correct and therefore be socially acceptable is the challenge when you are talking in uncertain environments, when you are talking in politically charged and motivated environments. And that's the challenge that a corporate that grapples with almost every day. And Neeraj will probably be able to also agree with me when you talk things like citizen journalism, when a bunch of people will actually stand up and say, hey, I don't agree with this kind of point of view. This is cheap publicity stunt. And then your entire program runs aground. So, I would like to quickly go ahead and summarize by basically saying, today when you are talking about development media, you need to be able to be transparent, because without transparency, you are not going to be able to come across as somebody who's acceptable in the business, and you've got to be accountable at the end of the day in terms of what messaging you are giving out. So in summary, information-based objective reporting must be encouraged. At the end of the day, we also tell some of our clients that stop greenwashing, because that is not what you would like to be able to sustain with. And digital media, we are very sure, will proliferate in creating powerful news and views. So in summary, I think in an uncertain political, social environment in a developing nation, media plays a huge role. Working with the media to ensure that right information in a transparent manner is being projected is what is going to be the agenda for not just corporate India, but also bilateral funding organizations. And I hope that this is something that also permeates and is understood by the political establishment as well as the fifth estate, which is the social sector. Thank you very much.